So get your books out. And we're on day 54. Okay, day 54. And we're talking about boundaries and protecting your peace, your inner sanctuary, protecting your peace. Okay, that is so very important that you protect your peace. And you're the only one that can do it. Who else is going to do it? Who else is really going to protect your peace? You got to do it. You might have somebody to help and assist you, and that's fantastic. But it's really your responsibility to protect your own peace. Okay? All right, but let's just see what the ancestors are saying. Let's see what the ancestors are saying. Ah, this is an African proverb. The fence protects the garden. Come on now, the fence protects the garden. Now, wait a minute now. Listen, I don't know if y'all can see this. Can y'all see what's right across from me? You see that beautiful garden? You see that? Now, when I first moved here, it's been a little over a year since I've been here. Year and a half. They didn't have that fence. They didn't have the fence. And the garden was there, but it wasn't as nice as what you see right now. They had some plants and some things out here in the trees, but the way that they put the rocks around it and all of that, and just, I mean, they are really, like, I am really um, just so fortunate to just, this is what I see every day, okay? But that fence, I remember when they put that, I remember when they were building the fence, like, y'all, the whole thing from the you see the little wall and the concrete, and you see the iron fence, all that was done by hand. Like, no, there was no machinery. There was no, just, they had the rock, okay, and they had these big old boulders. They moved most of those. But they had these, and the men, and I believe there was a woman out there too, were chopping it by hand, breaking those those things by hand. Okay. I'm sorry, I just got a message. But they were breaking it by hand, okay? And everything was done by hand. No machines, nothing. I witnessed them do it. Build that fence. At first I was like, oh, they're gonna, it wasn't black at first. It was like this rust color, this, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that color. Me, Miss, I'm trying to Americanize everything. Oh, I don't know about that color. I'm like, oh. But I just said, you know what, Val, this ain't your country. Okay? Like, let them do what they do. Because they doing it pretty well. Everything is looking lovely here. Okay? So just let them do what they do. So I didn't know that that was like rust protection that they were putting on that iron. And it wasn't like all that was built by hand too. It wasn't like putting sections together. Like, it wasn't a modular thing. Okay? It was actually piece by piece they built that thing. Okay? And I watched them do it. No machinery, nothing. And I was like, wow. Just to see them do it was just, it was really beautiful. It was beautiful. Uh it was beautiful. All right, it was beautiful. And they did it. They worked on that fence 24/7. Okay? Like, they didn't even take Sundays off for that, okay? But I thought it was just beautiful. But the fence protects the garden. So now they built the fence and the garden is even more beautiful. Okay? It's even more beautiful. All right? So, um now, what's the simple science? Boundaries are essential for protecting your mental and emotional energy from external toxins. We talked about them toxins yesterday that can feed your cesspool. You know what the cesspool is, okay? That nasty place. It's nasty. Okay, it's all the toxins and stuff that come out your body that your body does not need. So it's ugh, okay. It's got to go somewhere. Okay, but you don't have to be in it. Okay, all right. So setting clear boundaries communication communicates to your brain and others what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, reducing stress and increasing self-respect. Gratitude for your ability to protect your peace. Now, I read a meme the other day. It said, if we knew as a people who we really were, we would not be going around degrading ourselves. Come on, y'all. Look, I got some beans on. Hold on, y'all. I got some beans on. I smell them. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back. Just marinate on that. Don't go nowhere. Marinate on that. If we knew who we really were as a people, we would not degrade ourselves. Okay? We would have more respect. And I'm not look, many of you do. If you on this channel, you do. I know if you listening to me, you still listen to me. I know you got respect, but you know somebody who don't. Okay, just marinate on that. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, all right, all right. Everything is lovely. Everything is great. Ooh, I'm telling you, them beans. I got beans on. I got potatoes. Y'all, the potatoes here are red potatoes. Like all of them are red potatoes, which is great because uh side note, Dr. Sebi said, y'all know Dr. Sebi, Sebi. If you don't know, look him up. He cured a lot of diseases, okay? In fact, I want to say almost every disease known to man, including the C word and the A word, he was able to cure it. Okay, you know he's no longer with us now. But look him up. But he said if you're going to eat potatoes, they need to be the red potatoes. And that's all that's here, y'all. And look, all the food is natural here. It's natural. Not all those chemicals, okay? Even though Bill Gates done reared his ugly head here, I still don't think they going for the okey doke. I pray that they not because I done lost 20 pounds. Just by I go to the gym twice a week and I'm eating good, nutritious food. Okay. So I went to the gym today, y'all, and I'm like, woo, look at you, girl. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing in the mirror. But I was happy. Very, very happy. Okay. So anyway, guys, just a side note. The life here is really, really good. Okay. All right. So the simple science again, boundaries are essential for protecting your mental and emotional energy from external toxins that can feed your cesspool. Setting clear boundaries, communicates to your brain and others what is acceptable and what is not, reducing stress and increasing self-respect. Gratitude for your ability to protect your peace. Now, I did have someone comment, oh, I forgot your name. I'm so sorry, but I hope that you're watching me on YouTube. Um, you said I put up a post yesterday and it was a man talking in the background. It was a short. And he was talking about how a woman who is really like in love with herself or loves herself or has respect for herself, she not gonna just be with any old man just to be with a man. She not gonna do that. Now, okay, I'm gonna tell you, look, I'm 58 years young, okay? And I had to learn that the hard way. Because in my younger years, look, my parents split up when I was 2, and I'm not saying this is because and this is why, but my parents split up when I was 2. So I knew my dad loved me, but he was far, far away. Okay, like I would probably get to see him. I don't even think I got to see my dad twice or even once a year. Okay, but I knew he loved me. He sent me money. I do that. He sent me like $50 bills, $100 bills, and I'm a little kid growing up. So, and then he had his own problems and stuff like that, right? But when you grow up like that without a proper father figure, and I'm not saying my dad, I'm not saying he's gone on now. Uh, I'm not saying you weren't proper. So I know you had stuff you're dealing with. I knew you loved me, and that was just enough. That was enough. But because my parents split up when I was a kid, I didn't have that father figure in my life. And the uncle that I had that I thought was going to be my father figure, you done gone on too. But you didn't do stuff quite right. Okay, so I didn't have you as a good example. All right, rest your soul. I listen. I you know, rest your soul. But not having that equated to as I grew up. My mom died when I was 7. Okay, so as I grew up, just not having that figure that I needed, a male figure in my life, that led me to being, I'm not going to say I was promiscuous, but I listen, I did grow up in the church, and I was, I was, back in them days, it was the fire and the brimstone thing. So that kind of kept me in control, if you want to say. But, yeah, that's not what I'm about right now. But it did save me from some heartache, but not all of it. Okay, because I had heartache in that department, many, a lot, especially in the earlier years. Okay, um, but what was the point I was getting at? Hold on, y'all. It was gonna be good, but I knew my dad did the best that he could do, and I knew that he loved me, right? But when you don't have that father figure, and you don't have any male figure that you can go and ask, hey, I got this dude hollering at me. What the heck is that? What he's saying and what he's doing ain't lining up. Is that okay? Or is that not okay? Should I say bye bye to him, or should I learn to accept it? You know what I'm saying? And so I made mistakes along the way with that. I didn't know nothing about boundaries, accepting boundaries in my earlier years. And I had to learn that the hard way. Now, oh yeah, I was talking about the post that I did. How now basically the post was saying, ladies, if you, and the lady came back and she said, this was music to my ears. Because the post was saying it's okay for us to, as a woman, to say, I don't want nobody touching me right now. I don't feel that about you. I'm not getting that energy from you. You trying, you hey, sometimes men try to force their way, right? I remember I was at the gym a couple months ago, and we were sitting in the sauna, and the guy was like, hey, I'm this, I'm a lawyer, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm gonna wait for you in the lobby, and I'm gonna take you back home to your place. I'm like, no, you're not. I don't know you. We what? What? I don't know you. He was kind of being like, and I'm like, nah, I had to set the boundary. And it's okay. But Val from 20 years ago might not have been that. Might have been, well, I'm need to be nice to people. I need to, he's an attorney or whatever. But I had to learn this the hard way, right? And it's okay for you to set boundaries. So she was like, this is music to my ears. I needed to hear this because she said, in my spirit, I'm feeling like I don't want nobody touching me right now. You know, I I'll go out with you, but just because I go out with you, that don't mean nothing else got to happen. The next step. And I answered her and I basically said, yes, girl. control, go with your gut feeling, right? And that you are worthy enough to protect your peace. Whatever. And it might be somebody you've been seeing for a while. But that don't mean, okay, now this time, I'm just telling you, it does not mean anything. You got to understand you are the prize. Ladies, you the prize. We are the prize. Okay? And you ain't got to do nothing you don't feel like doing. Period. Even in your head, you might be thinking, well, all this time has gone by and I do kind of like them, but no. If you ain't feeling it, if it ain't there, don't. No. You ain't got to sacrifice nothing. Okay? You ain't got to sacrifice nothing. And I'm just letting you know, I'm not a relationship expert. Okay? But I know what I know, and I'm happy in my life. I'm happy. Listen, I know whoever he is, he is coming. Okay? And I'm cool with it. But in the meantime, I'm working on myself. Okay? I'm happy with myself. I love myself. I'm protecting my own freaking boundaries. Right? Because I'm worthy. I'm the garden. Ladies, you the garden. So protect your garden. Protect your heart. Protect yourself. And don't do anything that you don't feel like doing. And some of y'all feel like doing it and you just go ahead and do it. But it's like an uncontrollable type of thing. Okay? Like you got to use your head and your heart. Okay? Use your head and your heart. Okay? And it's not, are you worthy? Is he worthy? I'm telling you. It ain't about you are worthy. Okay? We the gems. Okay? We are interviewing to one of my other friends. Okay, I ain't gonna mention no names because she could be watching. But she said, girl, she's here. She's an expat friend of mine. She said, girl, I'm tired of all these dating apps. Tired of it. She says, I'm getting me a hat. She said, one of my friends, she got a hat. And she said, I'm single. And she wore that hat. And she says, I'm getting ready to get me a hat. And I'm like, I laughed, right? Because I said, well, did the hat work? Did the hat work? Imagine you got a baseball hat that says, I'm single. And I just kind of laughed, right? And I kind of laughed and I kind of went, huh? I said, I wonder, did it work? She said, well, she got a couple of like people that were kind of interested, but I guess it didn't. She wore it for like 6 months and nothing happened. And I said, you know what? I said, now I'm listening. This is coming from a relationship expert, okay? And I said, so it's not coming from me, but well, this part is coming from me, but it's what I have gotten from a relationship expert. See, women we don't know our power. See, look, man, I'm just telling you, this is science, and I had a man tell me this, a fine man tell me this too. By the way, he said who is really into. He's into. I don't want to say him. He's into spirituality. He's into the truth, right? He's a truth seeker. And he's into science and things like that. Very, very knowledgeable. He said, told me this a couple of years ago. He said, you don't understand. Men come from women. And you all hold, as a woman, you hold the power. And I got to thinking, well, who was the original person? Was it a man or was it a woman? Science says it's a woman.